I'm Ty, and thanks for checking in. Hey, if you are familiar with my channel, you know that I am a worship pastor and that I'm always trying out new pedals and changing stuff up and trying to get the best sound that I possibly can. And I just wanted to take a moment and share with you kind of an update to my pedal board. It's actually not new to me. I've been using this setup for quite some time now, and to be honest, I was hesitant in making this video because I'm actually getting ready to change my setup to something completely different, but I'll explain that further in the video. But I am really happy with the sound that I'm getting out of this, and just the portability and convenience of it is amazing. And so I at least want to share it with you and show you what I'm using, and hopefully it can give you some ideas or insight on how to maybe better your board and make it just more portable and sound the best that it can for you. So if you're ready, let's jump in. Okay, so to start out, I'm using a Gator G-Tour pedal board, the large size. I'm running it a little bit different. I'm running the power supplies underneath. I'm running a T-Rex Junior, and then also Voodoo Labs Pedal Power Plus, I think it's called. I'm not sure. Here's a picture of what it looks like. And then also, as you can see, I'm running a Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini that I have connected to this loop switcher here, and I'll explain that in a second. So here's kind of the signal flow as it is right now. It starts out with the Cali 76, and that's on all the time. And then that moves into the input of this looper. And then in loop 1, I have the Moore Tender Octaver. And then loop 2, I have the JHS Morning Glory version 3. Loop 3, I have the Rock Your Repaired Amp clone pedal. And then loop 4, that's going to that Tube Screamer underneath the board. I just don't have it labeled yet. And then loop 5, I actually have this one open as kind of an effects return. It routes over here to this little patch bay. And in here, I can use just a bunch of different setups. Sometimes I have a Synergy Syn1, I think it's called SYN1. And it's a Morgan AC model, and I put that in the effects loop and run that as my amp for recording just because it sounds really, really good. But for live, I sometimes will just run a random pedal in there, maybe a modulation pedal, an extra overdrive that I'm trying out. It's just a cool way to be able to try a pedal out real fast without tearing my board apart. So that's open kind of as an effects loop in there. And then that comes out of the loop into my volume pedal, and then out of the volume into this Canyon delay. Then that runs into this little, I don't even know what this thing is, X-Vive delay, some little tape delay. Is cheap, but it just sounds good. That's on all the time too. And then that runs into the AC Tone by Joyo. And this thing is surprisingly awesome. It sounds really, really good. And even their American sound one too, it sounds really good as just kind of a pedal platform. And then that runs into the Torpedo Cab 2 notes, and then out of that into the GFI Specular Tempest. Then that's coming stereo out into this patch bay where I run main left and out right into the house. So everything is direct. All the tones that you're hearing, there's no amps. This is basically serving as my amp. This is my speaker cabinet. And then it's getting its width from the GFI. So let me just walk you through some of the sounds so you can hear what it sounds like. So this is my bass tone with just the Cali 76 and the AC Tone. Like I said, I have the X-Vive on all the time. That just stays, and it just kind of adds a little bit to my sound. If I take this delay off, so as you can see, it just adds kind of just a little bit more depth, just to kind of fatten the sound up. And then in loop 1, I have the Tender Octaver. And what's really cool about it is it's polyphonic, so it tracks really well with chords. Some other ones, they get all confused when you start adding chords and stuff. They're really good on single strings, but they whack out with chords. This one doesn't. It's very comparable to the actual POG, so I like it a lot. Then that goes into the Morning Glory. And I'm actually running that just kind of as just a first stage boost. And what's cool is it cleans up real nice. Then that goes into the Ryra. So that's adding just kind of a nice Klon style mid-range boost. Then into the Tube Screamer. This one I pretty much never run by itself. I always run it just with the Morning Glory. So let me show you that. And it just kind of adds a little bit of mid-range, a little bit more forgiveness for leads and kind of triad stuff. And then that comes into the volume pedal, which is then connected to the Canyon. And here's the Canyon. I run pretty much just quarter notes or dotted eights, just depending on the song. It's kind of lame. I have to reach down and click it like that to go to dotted eighth, but it is what it is. And then I just kind of control the level of it with my foot. So if I want more, or if I want to run like a dotted eight. Then that runs into the AC tone, and then I don't really mess with those pedals, they're always on. And then here's where kind of most of the width and sound comes from, is the GFI. I'll just run through kind of some of my reverb patches. So this one is pretty much on all the time. And I like that one a lot. It gives kind of width to the sound, but doesn't get in the way of the sound. And then when we're kind of breaking it down, maybe doing a cleaner part in the song, I'll jump over to this patch, and it's kind of a modulated, more depth reverb. It sounds like this. So I use that one a lot. And then I jump over to this one. I use this room sound a lot if I want a reverb, but I really don't want it to sound like I have reverb. I just kind of want there to be some space in the sound. And that sounds like this. And then this one is for kind of talking moments and stuff like that, where we just need kind of a pad-like sound. I'll turn the tone down on my guitar, and then this one just kind of decays forever, and it sounds like this. So that's that. And then that's pretty much it. That's kind of the whole board. It's very simple. Everything connects to one power cord, which you can see there. And I just wrap that up and put it in. So it's amazing when we're coming and getting ready for the morning. I just drop my board down, plug in those 2 leads to the main, left and right, and then plug it in with the power cord, and it's done. I run a wireless for, I think it's a G10, Line 6 G10, and that stays on the stage all the time, and I just kind of run that right into the Cali 76, and then I'm done. My setup is done, and like I said, it's all direct. Trust me, I love playing through an amp. There's nothing quite like having a speaker move sound through the room, but it's not really doable on a stage where you need a silent setup. We're using in-ears. We're trying to make the stage as quiet as we possibly can to get the best sound in the house as we possibly can. So this setup has worked really well for me. Like I said, I'm going to be switching it up, so be sure to check back in for another video. But I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If it has, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. I would love to know what you guys think or any suggestions that you may have. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. That helps me create these videos for you. And yeah, thanks so much for checking in, and we'll see you next time.